The story of beer begins over 7,000 years ago in ancient Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. Archaeologists have unearthed evidence of beer production dating back to this period. This region, located in the Fertile Crescent between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, was ideal for growing barley. Barley is a key ingredient in beer.
The Sumerians, who inhabited Mesopotamia, were among the first to master the art of brewing. These early beers were likely very different from what we know today. They were probably thick, gruel-like beverages, flavored with herbs, spices, and even bread.
Despite their primitive nature, these ancient brews played a significant role in Mesopotamian society. Beer was not just a drink, it was an integral part of religious ceremonies, social gatherings, and daily life. From Mesopotamia, beer brewing spread to other parts of the ancient world, including Egypt. In ancient Sumer, beer was more than just a drink. It was a staple food. The Sumerians referred to beer as kash. They believed it was a gift from the gods. Cuneiform tablets from this era contain recipes for beer making, highlighting its cultural significance.
Beer was deeply intertwined with Sumerian mythology and religion. It was offered as a tribute to the gods and consumed during religious festivals. The nutritional value of beer was also recognized in ancient Egypt. Egyptians called beer henket and consumed it daily, across all social classes. Beer provided essential calories and nutrients, especially for the lower classes whose diets often lacked diversity.
Construction workers who built the pyramids received daily rations of beer, highlighting its importance as a source of sustenance. Both the Sumerians and Egyptians developed sophisticated brewing techniques. They used specialized equipment like fermentation vessels and strainers and experimented with different ingredients and flavors. Some Egyptian beers were flavored with dates, honey, or herbs, adding variety and complexity to their brews.
The importance of beer in these ancient societies is undeniable. It was a source of nourishment, a symbol of cultural identity, and a catalyst for social interaction. The legacy of these early brewing traditions continues to inspire brewers today, reminding us of the long and rich history of this beloved beverage.
As civilizations interacted and traded, the knowledge of beer brewing spread beyond Mesopotamia and Egypt. This exchange of knowledge was facilitated by the extensive trade networks that connected these ancient civilizations, allowing for the sharing of techniques and ingredients. Beer made its way to Europe, likely through trade routes and migration patterns. As people moved and settled in new areas, they brought with them their brewing traditions, which were then adapted to local conditions and resources. The Celts, an Indo-European people who inhabited much of Europe in the Iron Age, played a crucial role in disseminating beer brewing across the continent. Their influence extended far and wide, impacting the brewing practices of many different cultures.
The Celts were skilled farmers and brewers. They developed sophisticated techniques for cultivating grains and brewing beer, which they passed down through generations. They adapted beer making to their local environments and ingredients, using grains like barley, wheat, and oats, depending on what was readily available. This adaptability allowed them to create a variety of beers that suited their tastes and needs. The Celts stored their grains carefully to ensure a steady supply for brewing throughout the year. This storage was crucial for maintaining their brewing traditions and ensuring that beer was always available for communal gatherings. Celtic tribes often brewed beer communally, with each household contributing ingredients and labor. This collaborative effort not only made the brewing process more efficient, but also strengthened social bonds within the community. With each household contributing ingredients and labor, the communal brewing process became a central part of Celtic life. It was a time for sharing stories, passing down traditions, and reinforcing the sense of unity among the tribe. This communal brewing fostered a sense of community and shared identity. Beer was more than just a beverage, it was a symbol of their collective effort and cultural heritage.
Celtic beer was typically ale, brewed without hops. The absence of hops meant that the flavor profile of Celtic beer was quite different from what we are accustomed to today. Hops, a key ingredient in modern beer, would not be widely used in Europe until centuries later. Instead, the Celts relied on other methods to flavor and preserve their beer. Instead, Celtic brewers used mixtures of herbs, spices, and even honey to flavor and preserve their ales. These ingredients not only added unique flavors, but also had preservative properties that helped keep the beer fresh. These mixtures, known as gruit, added unique flavors and aromas to the beers. The use of gruit allowed Celtic brewers to create a wide range of beer styles, each with its own distinct character. These mixtures, known as gruit, added unique flavors and aromas to the beers. The specific combination of herbs and spices used in gruit varied from region to region, reflecting the local flora and the preferences of the brewers.
The Celts held beer in high regard. It was an integral part of their daily life and held a special place in their culture. It played a central role in their religious ceremonies, feasts, and social gatherings. Beer was often consumed during important events, symbolizing prosperity and community. Their oral traditions include numerous myths and legends about beer, further emphasizing its cultural significance. These stories were passed down through generations, keeping the cultural importance of beer alive. Further emphasizing its cultural significance, many Celtic artifacts and artworks depict scenes of beer brewing and consumption, highlighting its importance in their society. The spread of beer across Europe marked an important chapter in its history, setting the stage for the development of distinct brewing traditions in various regions. Each region adapted the brewing techniques to their local ingredients and preferences, leading to a rich diversity of beer styles. Setting the stage for the development of distinct brewing traditions in various regions, the influence of the Celts can still be seen in many of the traditional brewing practices that have been passed down through the centuries.
Section 4. Holy brewers, monasteries, and the medieval beer revolution. During the Middle Ages, monasteries emerged as centers of learning, culture, and, surprisingly, beer brewing. These religious institutions were not just places of worship, but also hubs of innovation and knowledge.
Monks, bound by their vows of poverty and self-sufficiency, embraced beer-making as a means of sustenance and income. They saw brewing as a way to support their communities and fund their charitable works. The monastic lifestyle, with its emphasis on discipline and precision, proved to be well suited for brewing. The structured daily routines of the monks allowed them to perfect their brewing techniques over time.
Monks meticulously documented their brewing practices, experimenting with different ingredients and techniques. Their detailed records included notes on fermentation times, ingredient proportions, and environmental conditions. They were among the first to recognize the preservative qualities of hops. This discovery was crucial, as it allowed beer to be stored for longer periods without spoiling. This revolutionized beer making and led to the development of hopped beers that could be stored longer and transported further. The ability to transport beer over long distances opened up new markets and opportunities for trade.
The use of hops also added a distinctive bitterness and aroma to beer, shaping its flavor profile. This innovation not only improved the taste, but also set the foundation for the diverse range of beers we have today. Monasteries often brewed beer for their own consumption, as well as for sale to pilgrims and local communities. This practice helped to sustain the monasteries financially and provided a valuable service to travelers. Beer was a safe alternative to water, which was often contaminated during this period. The brewing process killed harmful bacteria, making beer a reliable source of hydration. It provided essential nutrients and hydration. In many ways, beer was considered a vital part of the daily diet, especially in regions where clean water was scarce.
Monastic breweries became renowned for the quality of their beers. Their reputation for excellence spread far and wide, attracting visitors and beer enthusiasts from various regions. The meticulous record-keeping of monks provided valuable insights into medieval brewing practices. These records have been invaluable to historians and brewers alike, offering a glimpse into the past. Their innovations and dedication to quality helped to elevate beer from a simple drink to a more refined and complex beverage. The monks' contributions to brewing technology and methodology cannot be overstated.
The monastic brewing tradition left an indelible mark on the history of beer, shaping its production methods and influencing the beers we enjoy today. Their legacy continues to inspire modern brewers around the world.
Section 5. Hops and purity, transforming beer in the 16th and 17th centuries. The 16th and 17th centuries witnessed significant advancements in beer brewing, particularly with the widespread adoption of hops and the establishment of purity laws. These changes not only revolutionized the brewing process, but also had a profound impact on the quality and flavor of beer. Hops, initially used by monks for their preservative properties, gradually became a defining ingredient in beer. Monasteries played a crucial role in refining the use of hops, experimenting with different varieties to enhance the beer's taste and longevity. Their bitter flavor, floral aroma, and ability to balance the sweetness of malt transformed the taste of beer. This transformation made beer not only more enjoyable but also more stable and longer lasting, which was essential for storage and transportation. In 1516, the Bavarian dukes enacted the Reinheitsgebot, also known as the German beer purity law. This landmark legislation was a response to the need for regulating the brewing industry and ensuring the production of high-quality beer. This law decreed that beer could only be made from water, barley, and hops. By restricting the ingredients, the law aimed to protect consumers from harmful additives and maintain the integrity of the brewing process. While initially intended to prevent brewers from using cheaper and potentially dangerous ingredients, the Reinheitsgebot had a lasting impact on German brewing traditions. It fostered a culture of quality and precision that became synonymous with German beer. The Reinheitsgebot helped to establish a standard of quality for German beers. This standardization ensured that consumers could trust the beer they were drinking, knowing it was made with care and the best possible ingredients. It ensured that brewers focused on using only the finest ingredients. This focus on quality ingredients contributed to the distinctive and renowned flavors of German beers that are celebrated worldwide. This law, still adhered to by many German brewers today, is a testament to the importance placed on purity and tradition in beer making. The adherence to these principles has allowed German beer to maintain its esteemed reputation over the centuries. The widespread use of hops and the implementation of purity laws like the Reinheitsgebot marked a turning point in the history of beer. These developments were crucial in shaping the modern beer industry and its practices. These developments led to the standardization of brewing practices. Standardization not only improved the consistency and quality of beer, but also facilitated the growth of the brewing industry on a larger scale. They paved the way for the emergence of new beer styles and the evolution of beer as we know it. The innovations of the 16th and 17th centuries laid the foundation for the diverse and vibrant beer culture we enjoy today. Section 6. The Industrial Revolution, Mass Production and New Styles. The Industrial Revolution, which began in the late 18th century, brought about profound changes in beer production and consumption. Technological advancements, such as the invention of the steam engine and the development of industrial-scale malting and bottling, allowed for mass production and distribution of beer. Larger breweries emerged, capable of producing vast quantities of beer to meet the demands of a growing urban population. The Industrial Revolution also facilitated the transportation of beer over longer distances, making it more accessible to a wider market. The rise of industrial brewing led to the development of new beer styles, including pale ale and porter. Pale ale, brewed with coke-fired malt, had a lighter color and a more pronounced hop aroma and bitterness. Porter, a dark and robust beer, became popular among the working class in London. While the Industrial Revolution led to greater efficiency and availability of beer, it also resulted in a standardization of flavors. Smaller, traditional breweries struggled to compete with the larger corporations. However, the seeds of the craft beer revolution were sown during this period, as some brewers continued to value quality over quantity.